were.
Okay, so the Vikings game, cool.
Oh, and just like that,
Well-
we're back.
Something happened.
Am I loud?
What?
We good?
We good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If something else pops up, so be it.
But anyways, getting back to what we were talking about, that screen that Dalvin Cook took on that one play, the line of the receiver.
Oh
was-
man, that was hot.
My biggest complaint is when they went to overtime is like, please don't end in a tie.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that would have
Please
been the
not.
biggest like spit in the face ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fairly
Um,
confident that was not ending in a tie after the fact that it even like got there.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you like? Well, I guess since like the Packers run is kind of getting to what seems like an end or whatever, or potentially looks like that.
I mean, the division basically, as of last week, was over.
Mm-hmm.
So we were already out. We had 0% chance of winning the division, but the Lions still had like the slightest. If the Lions won out, the Vikings, so that would be the case. So the Packers making the playoff is off a wild card slot, which means the Lions need to start losing, the Commanders needs to lose, the Giants need to lose, and like it has to all.
Yeah.
It all has to
Well,
line up.
still,
So
not so far that like as the division, but like going forward, do you think like it's like basically Minnesota's division to lose, or do you think like there's something about like with this Lions team going forward?
I think next year, given there aren't injuries on any teams or anything like that, it's gonna be a complete toss up. Because if the Lions keep finishing the year like they did, and the Packers have kind of got used to the system with Christian Watson and have not turned it around the same way the Lions have, of course, but next year will be like a 3-team toss up, in my opinion. The Bears, I still don't think are going to be relevant. I mean, they have a chance they can turn around stuff, but it's like I don't.
The problem with the Bears is they have the quarterback, they just have nothing else.
Yep, the organization is not going to put together the team that's going to win.
Like coming out, I was very high on Justin Fields. I know there were some people that weren't, but like you can't sit here on December 20th and tell me Justin Fields isn't an NFL quarterback.
I'm with Devin. Fuck him.
Me and Jay have reasons.
So take away the fact he went to Ohio. Let's say he never transferred to Ohio State and stayed at Georgia. Would you still have these same feelings?
He still plays for the Bears, so fuck him.
Yeah, I didn't even take that into consideration. Still your division.
Yeah.
Now, if he went to Michigan State, okay, now the opinion would completely go a different way. Jake would still say fuck him, but
yes, he would.
And if he went to Michigan, he would be probably the most hated man on my list.
That's fair.
If I had to watch a Michigan quarterback play at Chicago,
yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Moving on to another Saturday game. That Bills-Dolphins game was a lot better than I thought it would be.
You didn't think it was going to be good?
I thought like maybe like in the first half it'd be good, but I thought the Bills would pull away in the second half just because of the weather. But the Dolphins, anytime the Bills punch, the Dolphins punch back. And
yeah.
I will say I like Mike McDaniel. He's my favorite head coach in the league just because like his personality, like bro's like doesn't take himself too serious, and I enjoy that. But yeah, the Dolphins showed me more Saturday than they have all year. Like I haven't been high on the Dolphins all year. But they showed that they can hang with the top teams.
Well, they beat the Bills the first time around.
Yeah. But I was more looking forward to seeing them how they would play like in the cold in Buffalo. Like there's cold and there's like Buffalo and Chicago cold.
Yeah.
And they showed like Raheem Mostert, like they ran the ball well. Obviously, they hung in there well on a Thursday night game against us earlier in the year, and then the Bills, like they hung in. They beat, like I said, they beat the Bills early and then hung in with the Bills. Like the Dolphins could be a scary team to play come playoff time if they do make it, which I think they will.
I just want to talk about that game. The funniest thing to come out of it is the snowball situation. I'm like, if I'm a Dolphins fan and I'm at that game, I'm fucking chucking them. Like, are you kidding me? The
Right.
Dolphins are gonna get punished if a snowball is thrown, like, or
Yeah.
the Bills
It
are gonna
was.
get punished. So like, yeah, fuck it. Dolphins
We
fans should be fucking heaving them.
Do you guys ever like? Obviously, you had the thing in Cleveland when they were throwing like bottles and shit at the ref for a bad call. But as far as like delaying the game like that, like I can't remember another time.
That is like one of the weirdest things that I've seen. But
Yeah.
also saying also coming out and saying, okay, so if snowballs are thrown, it's gonna be a 15-yard
Bills.
penalty on the
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I'm a
So
Dolphins fan,
yeah, like I said, if you're a Dolphins fan, it's like
Yeah.
start chucking that shit. Like
Yeah.
that's such a weird thing, and to say that, it's like so you're literally telling Dolphins fans just start throwing it. Like
Yeah.
what? I don't.
Yeah, that
That's
was really weird.
yeah, that yeah, when they said that, because like the game was like when they delayed it, I was like, what the hell is going on? I thought maybe like weather or something, like it was starting to get real bad or something. And then I thought maybe a fan ran on the field because like sporting event, that shit happens. And they were
Yeah,
like,
Buffalo, yeah.
yeah. And then they were like, if you throw you continue to throw snowballs as a 15-yarder on the Bills. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait. And then they showed the crowd and they were all just throwing snowballs. Like, oh shit. Hey, shout
Let's
out
be
Bills.
real. If we were all there, though, we would be doing the
Oh,
exact
for
same
sure.
thing. Yeah,
Shit, obviously not much for Bills fans, but shout out Bills fans, man. They're one of a kind.
they
Jumping
are.
through
They're a
tables
different
and
breed.
shit. Yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I can't wait to tailgate with them come
Oh, for
Monday night.
sure. For sure.
I saw
Um,
TikTok, as you said, tailgate and the Bills.
mhm.
This girl like put she'd been to every NFL stadium and she like rated the
Lacey Jane.
tailgates,
Yep.
and she put the Bengals in the top 5. I was
Yeah,
like,
they were
dope.
number 2.
But the Bills literally weren't included. I was like, how the
They were
fuck?
number 5.
I thought they weren't included. There was somebody
Yeah,
on that list
they
that
were number
wasn't
5.
included that should have been.
She
Maybe
I
it
know
was a
you're talking about.
different one I was looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Talking about
But
Lacey Jane for people that don't know, but yeah, she said too because she ranked Paycor Stadium like 26 out of like all 32. But she said like the tailgating and the like experience for the fans was like top notch. But like after that, there was which like fine because like when you're walking through Paycor, like we've all been there.
yeah.
For those that haven't, if you're walking, you can't see the field. Like it's just all concrete.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's not the
Yeah,
best stadium.
it's a nice stadium, but like when you compare it to a majority of
yeah.
NFL stadiums, especially
Like
now, like it doesn't
I've
have the
been
historic
mhm,
value of some of
not
the
yet.
older ones, and it doesn't have the $4 billion price
Right.
tag that
Like
fucking
Yeah.
SoFi has.
Right, like, the history of that stadium's being built, like, now as we speak with, like, this
Exactly.
Bengals team. But, like, I will say out of the 4 NFL stadiums I've been to, Paycor's definitely ranked last.
So I've only been to 2, and
Yeah. Ford Field would be number 1. Ford Field was so nice, dude. When I went up there for the game last year, it was so nice. I hate to admit it, but, Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh, that stadium's actually pretty nice as well. Hate to admit it.
I haven't been there. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say it's dog shit until I go.
I
And then
mean,
I've been to Nissan Stadium as well, which is all right.
I'm gonna be
There's a
biased
reason
and
that
say that
thing's won.
Lambeau is the best
Oh
I've been
yeah,
to, but if I didn't say that US Bank, which is Minneapolis or Minnesota, it's not
yeah.
Minneapolis, same fucking thing. Of
That's like
course,
relatively new though.
theirs is the nicest that I have
Yeah.
ever been to, but Lambeau has it's a different
Yeah,
value
that's
there.
more historic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, moving on to the NFL slate. Trevor Lawrence. He's been hyped up. If you follow football, you've known about Trevor Lawrence since he was 15, 16 years old. Hyped up as he's probably the most hyped up recruit since Andrew Luck. Which foreshadowing. I have a take on Andrew Luck coming up later. But yeah, if you follow college football or recruiting at all, you've known Trevor Lawrence since he was a sophomore, junior in high school. And yesterday and this season as a whole, he's finally showing like why he was the number 1 recruit in his class and why the number 1 pick. It's amazing what happens when you have a grown up in the room to instill confidence in your young quarterback. As a Trevor Lawrence fan, I'm happy to see it. Glad that he's actually got a head coach, not a fucking dumbass that's kicking people.
Yeah, fuck you, Urban
Yeah,
Meyer.
and fingering random girls at bars
After a Thursday night loss. Oh
after
shit.
getting shiestied.
Right. But yeah, I know I know Jake's seen the end, but is that all you've seen of that Jags Cowboys game, or did you get to watch or either of you get to watch any of it, or is it just like that overtime period?
Uh,
Um, I
go ahead,
like
Devin.
saw like I would go back and forth to it. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't fully. Once we got to
right.
OT, of course, I was watching the
Oh,
whole
for
thing.
sure.
But no, I went like a little bit here and there, but not. I
Yeah.
fuck the Cowboys. I want to watch them.
Fair. But yeah, I'll say like even last year, like when Trevor Lawrence was quote unquote bad, like there were throws where it's like he's not awful. It's just
He's
that
got
offense.
potential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I would try to tell. Like I literally saw like I remember texting my dad and my brother at the Thursday night game. We played them early last year. It was like the Jags are horrible, but like watching Trevor Lawrence live and the way he commanded the huddle, it's like he has it. It's just the Jags hired a doofus for a head coach at the time,
Yeah.
and they get Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach, and that seems like that's going to be the duo going forward. They'll be in the conversations with Burrow and Zach Taylor, Andy Reid, Mahomes, Sean McDermott, Josh Allen. I know some people like might call me crazy for that. That might be like a hot take, but like that's just how I feel. 'Cause I think Doug Peterson's a really good coach, and as I've
Mhm.
stated before, I've Trevor Lawrence is to me he's on that level of
Where did we
potential
put
and
him on
can
our
be on
tier
that
list?
level.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Pretty sure we threw him
I,
like pretty low.
I think it was like B or something. Because at the time, like it was still like he was
I
still
think it
having
was
some rough
C.
patches.
Let me look.
If it was C, then it definitely too
No, we put
low.
him in the middle of B. Okay,
Okay,
good.
right.
Our take
Which
stands. Got
now,
to verify
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. Um, but I think by going the next year, like you will hear Trevor Lawrence's name in that Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar,
Justin
Josh
Herbert.
Allen, Herbo category. Um, but yeah, the Jags, man, they can win the division this year, but the Jags are right there, dude. Jags are
Agree.
there. Um, Justin Fields, another young quarterback, continues to make plays, even though the Bears have absolute trash around him. Um, obviously joked about him with you guys on the pod
Fuck
earlier,
him.
but like you're right. Objectively speaking, though, like has he been for you guys? Has he been better in the NFL than you thought he would be?
Yes.
Yeah. What about you,
I
Dev?
had him.
I
I had
mean,
his bar so fucking low. He could literally be like fucking. Oh, he could be
I
anybody. He
had
could be fucking Gardner Minshew, and I would still be
yeah,
like, wow, he's doing a lot better than I thought.
I had a decent bar for him. Now, bias coming in, the team he went to, I fucking hoped
Yep.
about the worst for him until he left the Bears, which hopefully he does. But I mean, I think he's doing fine with what he has. It's
Yeah.
nothing like, is he surprising me and amazing me? I'm not gonna say yes.
Mm-mm.
Um, but there's only so much you can do with that offense. So
Right. I'll say it's not surprising me just because that class he was my number 2 quarterback because I was the Trevor Lawrence draft. So Trevor Lawrence was number 1, Justin Fields was 2. I remember very vividly. That was the one prospect. That was one of the few prospects I drafted that me and my brother disagreed on. Like he was super low, like to Jake, like your guys. He was super low on Fields, and I was super high on him. Um, get him some weapons, man, because like this dude is running 40 yards a play to pick up 5 yards at times. Like it's sad, like, and it's crazy too that he's got 1,000 rushing yards at the quarterback position, and like people look at like make like running back jokes or whatever. It's like he has his receivers Dante Pettis. Okay, like he got cut by the 49ers for a reason. And then they traded for Chase Claypool, who can't even play now because he's hurt. Like, what the fuck, dude? Give my man some help.
Poor guy. Not
yep.
really. Fuck him.
As an NFL fan, I'm always going to root for good quarterback play. 'Cause good quarterback play means good games. Please, Chicago, get that man some help, even though he is in Devin's division. Um, going back, talk the Cowboys low 27-10 lead. Yeah, but that pick at the end that ended it, where it bounced off dude's like helmet or shoe or whatever, was fucking hilarious. And it's the
Oh
most Cowboy
yeah.
ever.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy. Hope you're enjoying him, Dallas. Hope you're fucking enjoying him.
Oh shit. Yeah, that was the most Cowboys loss ever, dude.
Oh yeah.
And as somebody that had the Cowboys to win by 5 or more, and they blew my parlay,
Mm,
the way that it ended, I wasn't even mad. I was like, bro, this is just fucking hilarious. But blow a 27-10 lead, you're hyping up, you're getting Odell, and you sign a receiver that, formerly wore 13 for a blue and white team, but, it's T.Y. Hilton who hasn't been able to basically run a fucking route in 2 years. Like, yeah, I don't know. Cowboys on a Cowboy. It's gonna be another thing. They're gonna get in the playoffs and they might
Lose.
win one. I was gonna say they might win one game, but that's gonna be it.
yes,
Um,
but while we're on the topic of
yeah.
like crazy endings, I noticed you didn't have the Raiders game up there, the Pats Raiders.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
knew I
got
was
we
forgetting
got to
something.
talk about
Yeah.
that one.
No. Yeah. We can go ahead and touch on this before we. Yeah. What the fuck?
We'll never see that again.
Like, like the last time a game ended on a fumble recovery was 50 years ago, and it was also the Raiders. That won that game. So, like, my thing is, like, running a draw play, fine. Ramondre Stevenson should have went down, but when he flipped to Jacoby Myers, I'm like, oh, Jacoby's just gonna go down. And then he turns around and throws it like 40 yards back
Dude,
to
that was
Mac
so
Jones.
stupid. Dude, the
Yeah.
thing is they weren't even losing. They would have went to overtime. Just
Yeah, I
fucking
don't.
go down. Like, why do you have to win it right there, right now?
Right. J- Trying to be a hero, man.
God.
Like, I don't like still like now, like that it just makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense. I would have loved to have been in that locker room with Bill
Oh yeah.
Belichick.
Bro, Bill's probably just like fuck, fuck it, guys. Like it is what it is.
Go the fuck
Yeah.
home.
Right. Like
I mean,
at this point.
that game, Stevenson literally he did anything he fucking could because
He's a
kind of like
stud,
I
man.
kind of like I said in the tier list thing, like Mac Jones 1 week impresses me, and then like this week was fucking horrible.
I
Like
feel like
my man was terrible.
I feel like he's gonna be like, you know how Andy Dalton
He
there's like
that
the Andy Dalton line. Like, if you're
yep.
better than Andy Dalton, you're a really good quarterback. If you're worse than Andy Dalton, you're a terrible quarterback.
Yep.
That's Mac Jones.
That okay, so what's
Which
crazy
side is he
is
on?
He is the line.
Oh,
I was
okay,
about
he
to
is the
say that he
line.
is. So it's crazy
That's
to say because my comp for Mac Jones was Andy Dalton. Like he's a guy that he'll make some plays and it's like oh shit, and
Yeah.
then most of the time it's like okay like we have to win in spite of this guy. But like to be fair, like he has Matt Patricia at offense coordinator. They're
yeah.
running 46 screens a game. Like
Yeah.
the thing that was curious is speaking of Bill Belichick, did you see his quote after the game?
No.
No.
He because a reporter asked him like why didn't they just throw a Hail Mary if they were going to run it, and he said we couldn't throw it 55 yards. And I'm like, if you have a quarterback in the NFL that can't throw it 55 yards, that's a problem. But like
Mhm.
we've seen Mac Jones throw the ball 55 yards, so I don't get what he was saying either. Unless Mac's like hurt or something, and they're not like saying anything.
I mean, they are known for doing that. Giselle
Yeah,
made that one clear.
yeah, like it's
Or he
and
asked him, say, "Hey, do you want to make this throw?" And he said, "No.
He
I
said,
am not confident myself."
"I am not
or
him."
like or no, let's just run the ball and get to overtime. And it
Yeah.
fucking turned into Jacoby Myers thinking he was fucking Patrick Mahomes throwing a crossbody pass.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say he stood he stood there, took the shot, and completed a perfect spiral. Okay, the pass was beautiful. It's just
Yeah.
the result was,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
But speaking of nowhere on this team, the Raiders, man, they're been a disappointment this year.
Yeah, a big
And,
disappointment.
and the thing that's crazy is Devontae Adams is still putting up crazy numbers, but like they're not winning. Like they're off. Like they're off. Like if you look on their offense, like they're all putting up numbers. It's just I don't know what it is. There's something about Josh McDaniel. Like I don't think he's a head coach.
Yeah.
Good
I think
good coordinator, not a good head coach.
yeah, I think people are realizing that now.
Yeah. Like there's a reason his last head coaching job was what like 10 years ago in Denver,
I mean, it's
back with
just
fucking
they get in the red
Tebow.
zone and it's like they forget how to fucking play football. Like whatever scheme they're trying to run just clearly is not working. Is like you said, if you're putting up the numbers but you're also not scoring, like yeah, there's something there. And you
Mm-hmm.
have, I mean, you have Derek Carr who I would definitely put above Mac Jones in my level of good
Yeah,
versus bad, right?
I like Derek Carr. He's a
I
good
like Derek
quarterback.
Carr too, and you add Devonte Adams, and how are you not
Darren
finishing the
Waller,
play?
yeah.
That's what I said, man.
Exactly.
I don't know. They're averaging like 20 points a game. The only game they didn't score was against the Saints. I mean, it's not like they're not like
Yeah.
putting up numbers. You know
Good
what I mean?
defense. Yeah, they've
Well, it's like they get to a lot. I mean, you look at the Raiders. They get to the fourth quarter. They get to the end of the game, and they fucking choke. Like
You know.
mhm. I thought they'd be a wild card team again.
I
I
thought
didn't
they
think
had a
I
good chance.
yeah, like coming to like I obviously had the Chiefs winning that division, as they did for the seventh
Yeah.
straight season. But the Raiders, Ravens, and Broncos were my three wild card teams in the AFC, and I went 1 for 2 or 1 for 3, excuse me, if or 0 for 3 if the way you want to look at it. Baltimore does end up holding on to the AFC North, um, which they won't. Um, but yeah, it's been a weird season for Vegas. Just
Oh
still weird
yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
Um, moving on, like I said, Chiefs win the AFC West 7 straight season. I don't think anyone's surprised by that.
Nope.
Was in the I do want to touch though. The Houston Texans might be 1-12-1 or whatever they are. They got one win. They play teams really hard though.
I was gonna say
Which
their record does not reflect on
yeah,
how good
like
they are.
they just don't have the talent, and the talent they do have is good. They're just super young.
Yep.
You can look at bad teams, but if they play hard, that means they like their coaching staff and their head coach, which the Texans play hard, which means that locker room does like Lovey Smith, which is a trend that we're every stop that Lovey's made, whether that be with the Bears or Illinois when he's their head coach in college. Um, Lions and Jags very well in the playoff picture. Don't think anyone's seen that this late in the season. Um, Do you guys think do you guys think one or both of those teams, what do you think's more likely? They both make the playoffs or they both miss it? Jags and Lions.
I think it's more likely that they both miss it.
I'm gonna say both miss it.
Yep.
If I'm being
Y-
realistic, I want to say the Lions make it and the Jags miss it. But if I'm picking one, I guess I would say both miss.
Yeah. I'm with Dev there.
Okay. I think Brad got abducted by alien. Okay,
Yeah.
he's back.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, I heard you guys. Do you guys think do you think there's a chance either one of them makes it? Take out both for a second. Or like who has the best chance to make
Oh,
it
I
would
said
be the
I
correct
yeah, I
phrasing.
said the Lions would make it, the
Yeah.
Jags would miss it.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I
If
messed
the
that up.
I mean if Lions keep playing the
I
way they
agree.
are,
Yeah. Their offense, man, with Jamison Williams coming back, they finally got that deep threat, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown is a complete
yeah.
stud.
Yeah.
Like that team, dude. You want to talk about? We just talked about a team that plays hard for their coach, man.
Oh
Whatever
yeah.
Dan Campbell, you can say what you want about Dan Campbell talking about eating kneecaps, but that team loves that man. I think too, there's something to be said too. 'Cause that staff has a lot of former players on it. I definitely think there's something to be said for that as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, But yeah, it would be cool for the Lions to make it, but if they do, it means they get in over the Giants, and I don't want that to happen because I need my boy Daniel Jones in the playoffs. Um, talk about it. 49ers Eagles. It seems like they're on a collision course to be in the to meet in the NFC Championship.
No, man, the Vikings are gonna be there.
Vikings.
Shit. But I mean with
Lions. Lions
Jalen
versus
Hurts.
Giants.
Oh God, that'd be some shit. But I mean, with it looking like Jalen Hurts' shoulder and they not knowing if time or not, curious to see what the Eagles do. Obviously, they had Gardner Minshew as their backup, pretty good quarterback, but
Yeah.
interesting to see how that offense changes with Gardner Minshew in instead of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
Um,
they're not ruling Hurts out, so I mean,
gotcha. So basically, a game time decision.
He'll
yeah.
play. He is him.
Talk about somebody that was hurt and came back in. I don't know if you guys seen this. Ryan Tannehill literally got carted off and then was back in the fucking game like a
I
quarter
did
later.
not see that, but I heard
Yeah,
about
I
it.
saw
What
it
the
on Twitter.
fuck?
I was like, hmm.
Yeah,
Was he
literally, if you
exaggerating his injury? I don't know. Maybe he was
no,
just.
bro could not walk. He
Yeah.
could not move. Like this man had more tape on his ankles than I have ever seen an NFL player have. And like literally, he would drop back to pass and would not put no pressure on his back foot. And like he was like barely getting up and down the field. Like I'm like, bro, why are you in right now? We got
What
the
was your
Dolphins
brother's
training
opinion
staff
on
in
this?
Tennessee.
Was he happy that he got carted off? And then was he mad when he
My
came back?
for anybody that doesn't know, my brother is a diehard Titans fan. No, he was basically like, "What the fuck are we doing? This dude should not be in the game right now." he
No,
his biggest
that's where
complaint though.
the Dolphins medical staff went
Yep.
after they got fired during the Tua situation.
His biggest complaint is the Titans' offensive line is just so bad, dude. Like, obviously no one
Yeah.
like considers them a bad line because of what Derrick Henry does, but their offensive line is atrocious. It's just Derrick Henry's just stupid.
Yep.
Like no
Yeah,
one his
Derrick
size,
Henry's a fucking monster.
no one his size should move that fast. Like it's ridiculous. You want to talk about elite? Like if you haven't, go look at Derrick Henry's high school stats. It's fucking ridiculous.
Put Derrick Henry on the World Cup roster for the USA. We don't fucking lose.
Exactly.
Him and Justin Tucker, it's over.
Oh yeah. Get Nick Bosa out there too, for obvious reasons.
Oh, you know it. Anyways.
Oh God. On the Sunday night game, the referee telling Terry McLaurin that he was on the line and then throwing the flag on him for being off the line, which he wasn't on the line, but still, bro, asked the ref. He told him yes and then threw the flag anyway.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck this guy."
Like, obviously, that's not what, like, you don't lose because of refs. Like, they scored 13 points, but, like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that's fucked. That's
Like,
fucked.
especially, too, like, when that was a big game for playoff implications, too. Like, you can't be doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Is it just me or the refs just like,
It's a bad weekend for the refs.
yeah,
Honestly, I
bad.
feel like the refs in which I added something to the NBA thing. The refs in every sport, it's just like
Oh, yeah.
what we'll cover what I'm talking about with Ja Morant,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
we'll cover that later. It's just like are we hiring like blind people? Are we hiring people at all? Like what the fuck?
I
blind and deaf. I want to be a ref.
I do agree with the statement that like the refs don't want to dictate the game, but like there are times where it's like, fuck, are we doing?
I just don't think it's fair that players get fined given these situations. Like I understand you want to protect them, which makes sense,
Mhm.
but like when you make calls so fucking egregious and stupid, you should be fucking shit on. You should be like you deserve everything you get. You
Yeah,
know.
I think refs should have post-game conferences where the media and people can ask them questions too after the game.
So I will
Instead
say
of fucking
this.
running away as quick as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I want them
I
questioned.
I will give the NBA credit for this, the last 2-minute report that they do, and then they will like say, "Oh, the
Yeah.
ref missed this call." Like, does it change the outcome of the game? No, but it does show accountability. And
Yeah.
the NFL needs to do the same thing.
Because the NBA like literally set up like a Twitter page just for like
Yep.
reffing situations, right? Yeah, where they could literally cover it or be like, okay, we were wrong, right? The NFL is like, well, no, we're
Right.
not wrong.
I think that goes a long way with players too. Like, if you mess up, just say you messed up. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, is it going to change the outcome of the game? No, but like if you can admit you
Yeah.
messed up, then it's going to be like, okay. Like,
Well, I think
players
the
will,
issue is like the more fuck ups we see, the more we go to technology to solve the issues. But
Yep.
the more that you then allow to be reviewed, the slower the game then becomes. Because we're missing basic calls. And then the ruling is, well, we were wrong, but we're not allowed to review it. Well, then if you go and make it reviewable, all of a sudden we're reviewing half the fucking game. And it drags on like even further. I mean, you can look
Yeah.
at the fucking in the playoffs. Why am I blanking on the Saints? Who are they playing?
Oh,
The mo-
Rams.
the worst like missed passing
When
like
when Burrow ran
interference
into the
Yeah.
receiver when the ball was still in the air.
that
Yeah.
was like the worst missed call, and the whole ruling was, well, we're not allowed to review it. And it's like everyone's like, okay, well, what the fuck? But it's like if they could review those, then all of a sudden the fucking game takes 5 hours because we're reviewing.
Well,
And
isn't
I
it pass interference reviewable now too? They made it
I
the
believe
season
they
after.
changed
Yeah.
that, yeah.
so I wonder if you guys agree with me. I'm sure you will. If you're going to replay and it takes longer than 2 minutes to decide,
This call stands.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
call it should
agree.
be what it's on the field. Now,
Yeah.
if it's missed, whatever. Like, but if it
Well,
like
that's
there's
supposed to be
nothing
the
worse than
rule.
watching a game or being at the game and it's sitting there and they're looking and it's like, bro, can we hurry up? Like
Yeah.
this is annoying.
Exactly.
Actually, that happened at the Bengals game against the Browns because there was two that Zach Taylor challenged, and the first one was it Jamar Chase with the
Oh
little toe
yeah,
tap. Yeah, it took
yeah.
so long. I was literally turning
And they
around and
caught it
like,
incomplete, even though his
yeah,
foot was in. Yeah,
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god,
I
yeah,
was like, listen, dude. I was like, he was in. I said, but if you want to make the call stand just to get this game going again, because they were in
right.
there for like 10 minutes. I was like,
Like
Yeah.
you're
just
blown,
fucking
like, and you're hurting both teams because like they're standing there getting cold. Like
yeah,
fear, theoretically speaking, like, but
I mean, that's
it's
how it's
just
supposed to go. Is the
they're
call on the field stands unless you have literal evidence that says
yes,
otherwise. So if it takes you 10
yeah,
minutes, then you literally don't have the evidence.
no,
Like that's
right.
supposed to be the ruling, and normally that's the way they follow. And if you listen to like the commentators, sometimes I think Gene Steratore might be a fucking idiot,
yeah,
but
Talking
I'm
about you
like
don't
I'm
like
like
he
he
pulls out
actually is
a
right in this situation. You literally can't overturn it because you don't fucking know. Like
yeah.
you mean you don't like the guy that pulled out a fucking card to see if the ball was at the first down marker or not?
dude, the best thing is I mean, we're going to another sport real quick, but like in soccer, they literally roll out like a fucking like monitor, and like the ref goes and stands in front of it, and literally to their sides is like the entrance from the locker rooms. So you just have fans like sitting there, like watching and screaming at the guy. Don't know
Um,
why they do it, but it's
yeah.
yeah.
Jesus. Um, but yeah, is that I on the refs till obviously we got the discussion coming up later.
Yeah.
We can get to your Super Bowl champions later this year. The Bengals scored 30 points to come back to beat Tom Brady. Jake, we were texting during the game, talk about a roller coaster of emotions, even though it
Yeah.
seems to be in the Bengal way this year of getting down early, coming back in the second half. What was some of your takeaways?
So let me tell you something. The craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. So I was at my mom's house watching the
Mhm.
game with my dad and my brother-in-law, right?
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, because I have a specific chair that I always have to sit in for all my
Mhm.
sporting events.
Yep.
And every time I do, it seems to go my way. Well, I came home and I put my Bengals towel on the back of it. I was sitting on the recliner, but I took it and threw it on the back of it. I sat down, and that's when Trey Flowers intercepted the ball. And I was like,
Thud.
holy shit, the fucking chair. And then all that shit started rattling off. Then I had my brother-in-law texting me. He said, yeah, he said, you better hang on to that fucking chair. He said, that's going to end up in a museum. And I was like, you're
Right.
goddamn right it is.
I'm glad you brought up Trey Flowers. If you don't watch the Bengals or, more of a casual fan, I don't think you understand how much Trey Flowers means to the Bengals defense.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro is a tight end shutdown machine.
Yeah, dude, he's a dog.
Um, Still crazy that Seattle cut him last year because he was so bad. He gets to Cincy and he's just been a stud ever since.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Big on special teams.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just obviously this was my Super Bowl matchup coming into the year. I thought this would be the Super Bowl. Um, it's not looking like that, but never going to doubt Tom Brady in the playoffs. But yeah, anyways, the Joe Burrow looked horrible for 2.5 quarters,
Yeah.
3 quarters,
Yeah, he
and
did not look good.
when it became money time, he did what he does. And shout
Yep.
out to the defense because without the defense and Drew Chrisman too, the punter,
Yes.
special teams has been rough this year, but Sunday that was a good performance by the special teams.
Yeah, it was. It was a good one.
Um, the turnovers. it is funny to see because we haven't talked about this, but like with Jermaine Pratt talking about he wants to play third downs or whatever, um, and then there he goes making the interception and a fumble recovery or forcing a fumble or something too as well. Like
Yep.
he's like, if you're like, I like Jermaine Pratt, but for any play, if you're going to talk, you got to back it up, and he's backed it
Mhm.
up all year, and then to do all of that, and then the very next game have a crucial turnover like that, like he backed
Put
it
him
up.
in. Put him
Playoff
in,
P,
coach.
playoff
Fucking
P,
put him
baby.
in.
um, but yeah, um, talking about the other side, the Bucks, man, they're just old and slow. Like they have no speed,
Yeah. No, they
no
don't.
speed. Even with missing Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, like Joseph Asai had a really good game, but like they're just old and slow, man. Like that team is dead.
Is there any
Yeah.
chance that they lose the division?
Because future league MVP Sam Darnold goes off, so I'm gonna say yeah.
I mean, the
Still hold
Saints,
out hope
the Saints,
on
the
that agenda.
Falcons, and the
Oh
Panthers are
God.
all 5-9. They're all only one
Yeah,
game back.
no. Tampa Bay's
Hey.
winning that
That division
division.
is so like God,
It's the new
dude.
NFC
A
East.
team that goes under 400 might fucking win the division at this rate.
That's what. So
Like,
my brother-in-law is also a really big Panthers fan. So he said,
Okay,
"Listen,"
yeah,
he
yeah,
said,
yeah,
I need you guys to win this game, and not even
yeah,
because I like to see the Bengals do well." He said,
yeah.
"But because I need you to win this game. My boys are trying to come back." And I was like,
Right.
better
Hey,
fucking
they
resurrect
come back.
Cam
They come
Newton.
back. They come back and win that division with Sam Darnold at quarterback. My agenda is still being pushed, baby.
"Oh God, you've been pushing that bad boy for a while."
It's gonna happen. He's gonna win MVP someday. All right.
Oh man.
um, but yeah. I don't know if you've seen that stat, Jake, but the Sunday was the first game that the big three all had touchdowns. Jamar,
Hmm.
Tyler Boyd, and T Higgins. Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about
It is
that
kind of
that's
crazy
never
to think
happened.
about. It's
Um,
also crazy to think about how Tom Brady has never went up 17-0 at home and lost,
yeah.
and here we go.
Um, you saying that too reminded me something. Like there were Bengals fans complaining they didn't think Tom Brady shook Burrow's hand. He did,
Yeah, he did.
and then also his press game, like the reporter post game. I mean, the reporter asked him like about Joe Burrow, and he goes, "He's a good young quarterback. Thanks, guys," and walked off. And they were like Bengals fans, like he saw him, like he just blew a 17-point lead. Like you want him to be
I
happy.
listen, he's salty about taking a loss
My
every single time.
and not to mention, my man's got a lot of going off the field too.
Yeah, exactly,
like
exactly.
Like, too, like, in the past, too, I'm pretty sure he's talked about how, like, Joe Burrow is, like, his favorite young quarterback or whatever. Like, Tom Brady has given Burrow his flowers. Like, this
Yeah,
isn't, like you guys are like, you guys are making it something it's not to be.
they're trying to create
Yeah,
more.
something, and it's not. Like,
Yeah,
you can, at the end of the day, be like, Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's gave Burrow his flowers. Like, you can talk about, like, these, like, people on Twitter and, like, talking heads in the media, and,
hmm,
they all talk shit about Burrow, but it's like I told my brother, when Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton, and Eli Manning all say Joe Burrow is their young quarterback in the league, that's all I need. That's all I need to hear.
yep,
You have
yep.
four first ballot Hall of Famers and then a borderline Hall of Famer in Eli Manning. Which say what you want about Eli, but dude literally won 2 Super Bowls. Like we can say you can
Yeah.
say what you
Oh
want
yeah,
about him.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I wanted to touch on this as well. The Bucks reporter. So Giovanni Bernard obviously had that big like fumble on special teams or whatever. Darren Simmons, the Bengals special teams coordinator, said that like Gio's never been in that spot and on special teams, and that was the first time all year that he was in that spot. And Gio knew, obviously playing for Cincinnati for so long, knows like the scheme and everything. Um, Talked about too, like he noticed that the Bengals were reading that it was supposed to be a fake punt and changed it, and no one else heard him, so they ran the fake. And like this reporter, like after the game, kept like going at Gio, like, what happened? Why'd you mess up? And Gio was like, you guys haven't talked to me all year. She's like, well, you've been hurt. That's why we haven't talked to you. And kept pressing, like, what happened? What happened? You must talk to me. I'm the media. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I
The
would have
bros
slapped the
literally,
bitch.
the bros already talking to, like, already told you, like, I don't know why. And then you're like, oh, it's my job. Like, it's not your job to be a fucking bitch.
No, this is
Like,
why
you can,
women don't need to be in the media rooms. Get them out. It's fucking bullshit. They don't play the sport. They don't know. Get them out.
Like, bruh, this is like why? Like, you're doing too much. Like, I understand. Like, yes, you can be like cordial about it. Like, you can be like, hey, if he doesn't want to talk about it, you can be like, okay, go to him later in the week. It's not like if you don't ask him right then and there, you're going to lose your job.
But
And
you're asking them to be a rational human being, and that just doesn't exist.
yeah, especially too. And then I found out she worked for ESPN. She's an ESPN
Mm,
reporter for Tampa. Like, you know how they have like local affiliates for each like market or whatever. She was a
yeah,
ESPN Tampa Bay reporter. And I was like, ESPN, you work for ESPN, that makes sense.
yeah,
That's all I
bastards.
needed. Once I seen that, I was like, oh, this all makes. It's written. It's already written. Um, but moving on to Dev's NFL team, Packers playoff hopes are still alive. Take care of business on Monday night. You guys went out. You're in the playoffs. You've been pushing it every episode. It's
Wait, is it?
are you?
Are you sure it's guaranteed if we win out we're in the
Yeah,
playoffs?
yeah. I seen because you play the Vikings. I seen like the breakdown for there's like four different ways of you guys getting in the playoffs. One
Okay.
of them is if you guys just went out, you're good. See if I can find it real quick. But
Let me
yeah,
pull up.
you've been pushing it.
It says here they play Sunday night or Sunday against Miami on Christmas Day.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Well,
Miami,
because if
Detroit,
we win
Minnesota, I
out,
believe.
right? If
Gotcha.
we win out, we go 9-8.
Yep.
Okay.
And you would
Um.
take care of the Lions because you'd have the tiebreaker over them.
Mm,
Yeah, we would tie the Lions. I gotcha. And then, well, what if in theory?
What the hell is this? Dude, I
Um.
literally okay, here it is. I got it right here.
Yeah, I see.
So
So if we went out, so theoretically looking at it, if Seattle wins out, New York, the Giants went out, and the Commanders went out, we can't. Like
okay.
that's the
So
worst case scenario. Like we can't make the
so
playoffs. If Seattle wins
so
out,
there's yeah.
the Giants Commander just played, so they don't play again. And
There's
both the
four things that need to
Giants, if the
happen. I'm gonna
Giants
try
win
to
2 games and Washington wins all three, then we have a 0% chance. It's
yeah.
gonna come
so
down to the
many.
wire. It's gonna be a weird one.
So
We
yeah, so
do
looking
play
at
the Lions at home. That's like we finished the season off with 2 home games, so that's why like I see
mhm,
the possibility, but it's gonna be a tough
yeah.
one.
Looking at it, yeah, basically you guys have to win out. Seattle has to lose one of its next three games. Washington lose two of its next three games, or the Giants lose out.
Yep.
So essentially you need Seattle to lose again, which sorry about it, but
Do
we
they
need
play the
Seattle to beat
49ers
Kansas
again?
City.
Or they
They
already no,
Seattle,
they played them last week. I'm
nope.
stupid.
They play the Chiefs this week, which me and Jake need Seattle to win. Um,
Yeah.
and then they play the Jets and then the Rams. You need this week's got to be the week you need them to lose. And then Washington plays San Fran, Cleveland, and Dallas, and then the Giants play Minnesota, Indy, and Philly. So you got to root Washington to lose two of its next three.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
Um,
I mean, there's hope. I mean, I'm not. The rest of our schedule still isn't easy because we have to play the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Lions, which are
yeah,
all three teams that have better records than us. So we'll see.
yeah,
I
There's
can't
like,
begin to tell you how happy I am though that there's games on Christmas Day this year.
yep.
I
yeah.
do
It's
not want to
definitely
watch
different.
basketball.
It's definitely different. I am curious if I'm sure they will, but I am curious if the NFL is going to continue to do that and how
If
many
they
games,
if it's got good ratings, they'll
which they
definitely.
will because NFL's king.
Yeah.
But if they like will just do like a full blown week all on Christmas, or if they'll just do like they did now, where it's like this past Saturday where there was three games on. Like I wonder if they'll just
Yeah.
do that with Christmas going forward. Um, but yeah, Sunday ticket going to YouTube apparently. I'm curious to see if it's going to be like how MLB is on YouTube, where the game's free on Wednesday, if that's how it's going to be. But yeah, I've never used Sunday Ticket. I don't know if you guys have.
No, I never
Mm.
used it.
No.
But yeah, like I said, if it's how it is, if it's how MLB is on YouTube on Wednesdays, I'll definitely have to check it out. Where it's free. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to pay for it. But like if it's there and I can just whatever.
All
Definitely.
right, so Sunday Ticket, that's like it's not like Red Zone, but
No,
it's
you get the full
basically you
game.
can just pick which
Yeah,
game you want,
yeah,
and it's through all the games.
yeah.
Okay, all right. There's no blackouts or anything? Not that it would
Well, I
matter
mean,
because
yeah, I was gonna say, well, you get your local team regardless.
right.
But yeah, that'd be
But it just
the only
pisses
like
me off because sometimes I'm trying to get into hockey, so I wanna watch the Blue Jackets, but
yeah,
ESPN
me.
Plus blacks out every fucking game.
Yeah, unless it's specifically on ESPN Plus, and then
No,
like if it's
there
on,
was one that was specifically on ESPN Plus, and it still said I was blacked out.
oh really? It
Yeah.
let me watch it.
Well, that's fucking bullshit.
Or to like the thing it sucks if it's like like to a baseball like if they're on NHL Network and it's blacked out, it's like well. I don't have Bally Sports Plus, which is a thing now, which is great. I'll get it for baseball, so I don't have to keep using a VPN for the
No
Reds.
way.
Yeah, there were certain cities at first that had it, and I looked it up, and I guess now like they all got it pretty much.
That's pretty lit.
Um,
Is it like,
yeah,
an app or
like
something?
20. Yeah, I think it's like $20 a month or something, which is like I'll be getting my money's worth because there's really baseball on. There's Reds are on every night, so like you're getting your money's worth.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What I'll do
And
is I'll just split it with my brother-in-law.
yeah, that's what me and my dad were talking about doing because he's trying to get rid of cable as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, if it allows us to, we'll definitely split it.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, the Sunday Ticket going to YouTube. It's going to be interesting to see, especially with all these sports leagues getting into the streaming service now. It's only it's only a matter of time before Netflix gets in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I, I thought we'd be on the same.
See, I'm looking at Bally Sports Plus
Hmm.
for our area here, and it's
Yep.
only the Cavs and the Blue Jackets. It
So I
doesn't have
want
the Reds listed.
really. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's just because baseball season's not in,
It
or
could be. It
yeah,
could be.
definitely, yeah, definitely have to check that out.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yep. I was gonna say so I was sort of right. I was gonna say I do remember seeing that it was um. But yeah,
Oh,
one last.
here. Sorry.
Okay,
I
go ahead.
just
No,
to
no,
put
go
a
ahead.
cap on this, but I see where it says when you subscribe to your local Bally Sports regional network of Bally Sports Plus, you have direct access, blah blah blah, to regional NBA and NHL. Note, currently only select regions offer their live MLB games,
Okay,
which
damn.
is Detroit,
Minnesota is one of
Miami,
them, right? I
Kansas
think.
City, Milwaukee, Tampa
Oh,
Bay.
that's what it was. Milwaukee. Yeah. Jesus. Hopefully we get it, dude. I
Hey, the first baseball team, we should fucking get it.
right. I'll say this as someone that's more of a diehard baseball. I definitely do use my MLB TV, but it would be nice to not have to use a VPN when I want to watch my baseball team.
Yeah, yeah. That's what me and
Um.
my brother-in-law split it a couple years
Yep.
ago to watch Reds games,
Yep.
and we it wouldn't let us watch it because we were in the region, and so we're like, "Fuck!" So we both had to download VPNs trying to
Yep.
watch it.
So I want to say I found a free one, thank God, and lets you select whatever city, and it shows
Yep,
you like how fast it is, or whatever. Yeah.
yep.
Um. But one last thing to cap off the NFL. There's been a lot of talk. I guess Andrew Luck did like a recent like sit down or whatever just to kind of discuss where he's been since he's retired. Um. I just wanted to say this, and if you guys disagree, that's fine. If Andrew Luck wouldn't have retired early, he'd be in the GOAT conversation for quarterbacks, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Dude showed up to a team that had the number one overall pick, and the next year they won 11 games and a playoff game. Dude couldn't move his shoulder because it was basically off the muscle, pissing blood because he has a ruptured spleen, and still leading that sorry franchise to playoffs and division titles.
Yeah,
What the Colts are going through now, they deserve for what they did to Andrew Luck because they made us miss what was going to be one of the greatest careers that we've ever seen as football fans.
yeah, he was. I don't know if say GOAT. I don't know, but like
Hall of Fame.
he would be Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah. He would be, if he was still playing today, he would be in the argument with
Yeah.
Patty, Joe
Mhm.
Burrow, and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Easily.
And maybe it's because like Andrew Luck was when he was in college. That was when I was probably my most like being influenced as far as like athletes and stuff go. But Andrew Luck's my favorite quarterback that's ever played. College, NFL, just in general.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why I feel, but like what he did, like as he could run, he could throw, make any throw. Like you want to talk about someone that made their teammates better, like that was Andrew Luck. And I just want to say that with all this stuff, like with him recently doing that interview and talking about X-Men, I'm glad you guys agree Hall of Fame, but to me he would be in that Brady Joe Montana discussion.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure people would talk about it, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd put him there because
You don't know, like, obviously you'd have to win some rings, but yeah,
yeah, it would.
yeah, that's fair.
It's a big what if kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I I just believe that he'd be in that conversation. But I'm glad you guys at least go Hall of Fame because, dude,
No,
like
that's fair.
when you come out and your floor or your ceiling is John Elway and your floor and people are saying your floor is Peyton Manning. Like the dude wasn't even in the NFL yet, and like his comps were already like at the very least he's going to be a Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
and if he hits, he's going to be like on that Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. And when he played, he was. Um, yeah. So Devin, you kind of touched on it earlier, the John Morant situation with the referee.
So if you didn't see, it was during free throws, right? Or I don't remember
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Oh, is this when he like called him out or something?
No, so during free throws, John Morant was just on the sideline having a conversation with a Grizzlies fan. Not like a bad one. It's not like a Russell Westbrook altercation. Just having a conversation. And he got ejected over it. Like, he got literally ejected for having a conversation with a fan. And it wasn't like he was cussing him out or it was like a bad
It was just like a
situation.
normal, like
Yeah, it was
human
just a normal
conversation.
Yeah, just a
just a
normal
normal
conversation during free throws with a fan. And he got fucking ejected. Like, and this was the same ref that, what was the game not too long before that had a fucking like an insane amount of tax.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I forget who
Yeah.
played, but like literally a week before that, there was an NBA game where there was like almost 10 techs, if not fucking more. That game was ridiculous. He's the same referee. So this guy has a history of like sucking at his job. But no, John Morant literally got ejected for talking to a fan. Like, got thrown out for talking to a fan on the sideline,
This the Angel Hernandez of the NBA.
Yeah.
basically.
That's what it's looking like. And
Um,
and he gets ejected, instantly gets on Twitter and starts liking tweets that are like shit talking the ref, which
Oh
I
my.
absolutely love.
I'm pretty
Love it.
sure somebody on the Grizzlies, if not John Morant too, like they shit talked the ref. Like they knew they were gonna get fined for it. Like they didn't care because that's ridiculous. And what's hilarious is after the game, John Morant's, I think it was his father. I want to say it was his father. If I'm wrong, oh well. But his father comes out with his phone and has John Morant on FaceTime. And like lets John Morant literally have a conversation with those fans he was talking to, like over FaceTime.
That's awesome.
I'm like that's ridiculous. I mean, shout out to John Morant for doing that. Over time,
Must have been one good
over,
discussion.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Over time, I've
I
started to like him like more and more. Like some people don't like him because the way he comes off, or some of the things he says. But I don't know. I
He's
like him more
himself.
and more. He's down to earth.
He's
He's a cool dude.
yeah,
Like
he's like the
he has
Lamar
passion.
Jackson.
Like he
Yeah, he's
has
like the Lamar Jackson of the NBA. Like he doesn't change. He's himself, and he's like obviously like the athleticism's there for both, but
Yep.
like you said, like he just doesn't change.
Yeah.
He's himself, and like yeah, he just like you said, he just seems like a down to earth dude.
But
I just thought it was
The
hilarious.
NBA had no explanation for it. It was just
I love like as soon as he gets to the locker room, just starts fucking hopping on Twitter the shit talk the ref. Like
I mean,
love
it's been
that.
consist. Like it's just getting ridiculous. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's not even allowed to clap, or he gets like, come on.
Well, we don't want him having the clap,
Yeah,
or
that's
do
true.
we?
Not wrong. Not wrong. No, no, no.
Brad
Or do
definitely does
we?
not want him to.
No, I need him
He
out of
probably already
Boston,
had the
though.
clap.
I need him out of Boston so I can finally buy his jersey. Obviously, I could get his Duke jersey, but
I mean,
want
he's the
his NBA
second
jersey
best
as
Duke
well.
player in the NBA, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So, the fan that John Morant was talking
Mhm.
to,
So
what do you
they
think
were
they were
in.
talking about?
I don't know, but
I
they
don't
were
know.
in. They were in Oklahoma City, if I remember correctly, and like the woman had like a you know
Oh, it
how they
was a
make.
woman?
No, so
Damn.
the person Ja was talking to was, and I believe she had like a Grizzlies hoodie on or something. Yeah, they were just having like if you watch the video, like
He's
generally like
out there
just have
shooting his fucking shot. Ref didn't
no.
like it. He said, I fucking liked her, and you fuck motherfucker, get the fuck out of here.
Like that, like it looked like just a normal like conversation, and like all of a sudden the throws him out. I'm like, bruh, he's like he can't talk to someone on the sidelines. Like he can't like what are we doing here?
It was that ref's wife, is what it was. He's pissed. He's, you talking to my fucking wife over there?
Oh shit.
That's funny. But yeah, dumb situation. There's not much to it because a lot of people are like, oh, like, there had to be something there to get ejected. Nope, he just had a conversation. That's it.
That or he heard him say, I know where the clitoris is. And he said, I don't fucking know where it is. Get the fuck out of here. You can't have that game.
Another before we hop into another thing that happened. Zion is continuing to dominating and looking like what he's been hyped up for. Like the same as we
Yep.
talked about with Trevor Lawrence earlier. If you know basketball, follow college basketball recruiting, you've known Zion since he was 15, 16 years old, and he's like there's times the Pelicans are running him as the the de facto point guard, and he's doing like Zion looks as athletic because obviously like you about like the weight and stuff, and he's had his injuries, but he looks as good as he did at Duke. Like moving as someone that watched every game of his college career.
So he's not
He
fat anymore.
Nope.
he's dropping that
He's not
baby
eating
weight.
his mom's cooking every night anymore. They
Yeah,
took him off
Oh,
that.
I'm glad you finished that because you said eating your mom's cook, and I was like, no, Devin. He's eating
But
his
yeah,
mom's
he's finally
cookie.
he's still that guy.
Yep.
But another thing, Devin.
Third best Duke player in the NBA.
Yes. Number one's obviously Paulo.
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of Paulo, you want to talk about what the hell's going on with your Magic and Eddie House?
I mean, man just got offended. Like, man's upset that the Magic won. I think it's hilarious that he's getting flamed and that, that people are sharing the GIF again. But
yeah, I was going to say, the whole team tweeting out the GIF is hilarious.
the whole team's tweeting out the GIF and then him responding like, oh, fans are gonna DM you of the other thing. They're gonna say stuff, they're just having fun. But he's like, it's Orlando, like it's Disney World, it's Mickey Mouse. I'm like,
Mhm. Like,
what are you
like,
talking about?
what's your point?
Just because the Magic are located in Orlando doesn't mean like we're all respectful because fucking Disney World's there. Like, what are you saying, dude? Man was so offended for no reason. I'm like, it's just a joke, bro.
Yeah, and then he tweeted out like the rings or whatever, and like I hate people that are like this, but like you played like 7 minutes a game on that team, bro. Like let's
Yeah, you didn't do anything for the rings, but fucking dude, when
he said when you guys get these and talk to me, I'm like, what are you talking about?
yeah, when Terrence Ross, because one of like the Magic fan pages, like I gotta find it real quick. I mean I shared it, but I'll pull it up again real quick. Yeah, one of the Magic fan pages like put out the video of Eddie House getting upset, and like Terrence Ross responds with the gift that says, "Man, sit your dumbass down."
Oh, I seen that. Yeah, I like that tweet. I seen that.
I'm like, dude. Yeah, because like, I knew it happened, and then I logged on Twitter. I'm like, every Magic fan or every Magic player I'm following has tweeted the same gif. I was like, this is hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, other than that, going on about the Magic, sadly we lost last night, but it was by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
However,
to the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
However, we were on a 6-game win streak. Um,
Looking up.
Mo Wagner, what a fucking guy. Like these last 3 games, Franz hasn't really played like the way he has been, but like fucking Mo Wagner, dude. Came off that injury. I mean, he never came to the Magic to even start.
Mm-hmm.
Man is starting the second game against Boston. He put up either 26 or 28. Love that dude. That dude is like one of those players that plays like every game could be the last, or every game could be the
Yeah.
last of his contract. So he's gonna
You
put
need
in
somebody like
literally
that.
every ounce of effort.
That's Josh
Markel
Okogie for the
Fultz.
Suns.
That's
Went
last night
off.
was the first game Markel lost. Shooting wise, I mean he still looks iffy, but that's kind of Markel. But when it comes to a point guard, man knows what he's doing. And then I think Wendell is supposed to come back
Nope.
later this week. I think that's what they said. Uh, one of our friends who has Wendell in fantasy, he literally messages me every day. He's like, "Dude, is he coming back?" I'm like, "Can you fuck off?" I don't know.
Like, oh.
I'm like, if he comes back, I mean, that looks better for us.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Michigan State trending on Twitter? What
So it might be because the Suns'
is it?
new owner went to Michigan State. If that's what it is.
I mean, like
But
they
yeah.
shared the Tom Izzo thing, but I don't
Oh,
know,
gotcha.
like the thing he
Um.
does for the holidays, but there's nothing big
Oh
here. I don't
yeah.
know why.
Gotcha.
It's just showing
But
it
yeah.
to me probably because why not?
Last thing for NBA, pretty big news as a Suns fan. Finally got a
Yep.
new owner. Fuck Robert Sarver, he's out of here. Fucking bitch ass. Bitch.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The Suns' new owner went to Michigan State. Was a walk on. Was part of that the 2000 national championship team. 2000. Um, Apparently really good friends with Magic Johnson and a big fan of basketball. I guess he's been trying to buy an NBA or an NFL team. He's just been wanting to be an owner. He's got the money, so hopefully he spends. Robert Sarver literally treated us like we were a small market team. Like literally, like no offense, Deb, but literally treated like we were the Magic. Like we had no money and like a small market. I'm like, you're in Phoenix, dog. Like anybody, people would rather spend time in Phoenix than on the East Coast. But that's all I hope. I just hope that he spends the money and isn't involved in day to day like Robert Sarver was, and basically tries to tell everyone how to do their job. It's literally all I want. Just spend money and step back. Don't show up unless we need you to sign a check so we can get somebody. But yeah, it's exciting that I don't have that fucking bomb as my owner anymore. Moving on.
Congratulations. One
Thank you.
franchise at a time, right?
Oh yeah.
Damn, Brad. Yeah, looking at your teams, man, just not good owners across the board.
Yeah,
Hey,
honestly.
one down.
Right. Hey, to be fair,
Please be the Reds next. Please be the
right, yes. Speaking of baseball, a couple quick notes. Dansby Swanson goes to the Cubs, 7-year, $177 million. His wife plays for the soccer team, I believe, in Chicago. So a lot of people kind of predicted that. Carlos Correa signed a huge deal to go to the Giants, 13-year, I forget, 300 something mil.
Yep.
And then for the Reds, unfortunately, Mr. Perfect Tom Browning died last night. Was part of the World Series team, the last World Series team. Was still a big part of the Reds, just as in the community or everything. But yeah, kind of sucks. It kind of happened out of nowhere too, because like
Yeah, it
we
did.
did. I was gonna say I didn't see anything about it until I got like the notification for it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, um,
Oh, and I forgot
it's
to say last week. Sorry, I'm gonna throw this in.
no. Go ahead.
Unless you're not done.
No, go. I was just gonna say one more thing about that bum ass franchise.
Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Michi. Gonna
Yeah.
motivate us to go all the way to the Natty.
There you go. We were just about to get in college football, but yeah, even the Pirates are spending money and upgrading their team,
fuck
and
them.
the Reds haven't done nothing. All I ask for, Bob or Phil, if you somehow see this, we need a veteran pitcher to eat innings and be a vet for the young staff we have. Just bring me back Johnny Cueto.
Hmm.
There's been reports we've talked to him. Just please bring him back so I can be excited about that. We're going to lose 100 games. At least bring back a fan favorite. He was
Johnny
actually
Cueto and Joey Votto together again. I
yeah,
would love
and
nothing
it's
more.
not like it's fan service because Cueto was actually pretty good last year for the Sox. Like there were
Yeah.
times where he was the best pitcher. 150 innings with a 3.4 ERA, I believe it was last year, if I remember correctly. But yeah, please, if you're not going to do anything, just the veteran pitcher that we have to have anyway. Might as well bring back Cueto, who is part of the last great Reds team.
Yeah.
Fuck Buster Posey. Anyway,
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck
Yep.
Buster Posey. Let's go.
bowl games have started in college football. And then the transfer portal.
What
Deion Sanders
games?
is officially at the bowl games, just bowl seasons here getting started.
No, I don't think those matter.
Obviously, Devin doesn't know what that
They don't
is,
matter.
being a
Waste
Michigan
of
State
waste of
fan.
time.
But yeah, transfer portal. Nick Leary, he was a 4-year starter, state transfer, but more so Deion Sanders taking over fully taking over at Colorado. It's going to be interesting to see the talent. Like we've already seen some of the talent that he's got, but just like going forward, like it's going to be weird with Colorado like being good in college football. Like I know we kind of talked about it a little bit on here, but it's going to be weird to see them good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had a pretty good season a couple years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, it was Mel Tucker, right? Before he went to Michigan State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say I remember seeing them in like the
Yeah.
top 10.
I mean, it's a good state to recruit people.
And two, it's like apparently like Colorado's AD like didn't care about athletics and they're getting a new one and they care and they know like how
Yeah.
important like the football team is. But yeah, someone's got to take over the Pac-12 with USC and UCLA leaving. So it'll be a lot of Colorado, Oregon Pac-12 championship games and Utah. I want to forget about them as they got a good program out there. College basketball. Creighton started off hot. They're now 500. Fuck UNC. Start of the year, #1, and now they're out of the top 25.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Another thing too, for if you're a sports bettor, Providence will make you a lot of money.
Oh,
Hear that?
Providence. Go ahead, Jake.
so Michigan does play North Carolina, but it's the women's that's on tonight. The men's is tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Who's gonna win?
Michigan. Yeah.
All right.
What?
I'm putting everything I own on them.
You should.
I got a second mortgage. But yeah.
Bet the house.
Yep. So Devin, your sport ended. The biggest event.
My sport did end. If you didn't watch it, and I'd highly recommend rewatching it. That may have been the best soccer match that I have ever watched in my entire life. That was like the most, and if you've watched, you know, but the most intense World Cup like ever, in terms of just that entire match. It looked like it was going.
Where'd you go to watch it?
What?
Where'd you go to watch it?
I just went to a friend's.
Oh, okay.
I figured like a lot of bars would open early, especially going down to Cincinnati, but I was like, no, I'll just go to one of my friends and watch it. But yeah, that was the most wild game I've ever fucking seen. And I had to come down to PK's. If you don't know who Messi is, well, it's Messi. So
even if you don't watch soccer, you probably
should
Why
know
is he so messy? What is messy about him?
You know, he's just messy with the ball. You know what I'm saying?
So he's sloppy with it.
But it's so messy that you can't defend against it.
I don't get how a messy, sloppy player can be that good.
It's messy in a good way.
Messy in a good way?
Yeah.
So like girls put up like messy buns.
You know, like
Yes.
sloppy, but you know, sloppy in a good way. You know,
Sloppy top?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm picking up what you're laying down now.
Yeah.
So he gives some good top. I got you.
But yeah,
Messi gives good top. Let's get that trending on Twitter.
Anyways, Argentina looked like they were going to do it. Mbappe, who literally scored a hat trick in the World Cup and is the future of that sport, brought it back 2 different occasions. Literally scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. Go to extra time. Messi scores. Mbappe has to score again. and then you go to PKs, and that was it. That was my heart was racing the entire time. But Messi, the easiest way, I mean, the way the commentators describe it is he completed football, or we call it soccer, but like my man has 35 like trophies over his
He's like
career, which
22, right?
what?
He's only like 22, right?
No, that's Mbappe. I'm talking about Messi.
Or I thought, okay, yeah, I thought you were talking
No,
about.
yeah, Messi's 35, but I'll go
Yeah,
through
he's
this because
washed.
like it's kind of been a debate whether is he the greatest of all time or not. But he just won the most covenant trophy in all of soccer. But like, even if you don't want to know what these are, he won 10 La Liga trophies, which is the Spanish league.
La
Where
Liga?
Like,
where
like
Barcelona's
MVP,
at.
or is he washed? He ever won MVP?
He has.
How many? How many
Has he ever won a
FCC
Heisman?
Yeah, how many FCC championships does he
Now
have?
he doesn't have any SEC championships.
Exactly.
But
No
he does
Heisman.
have 7 Ballon d'Ors, which is like the MVP of soccer, which is
He
kind of
bows
wild.
indoors.
He's only got 7.
He's about to have 8. Okay, hold on. He's about to have 8.
Okay.
He'll definitely get it because he won the World Cup. But the man has won every trophy you literally can when it comes to soccer, except for the MLS Cup. But that's it. But yeah, World Cup, most intense thing. 4 more years, and we're in the U.S. The U.S., Canada, and Mexico. But more importantly, the U.S. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
if you don't watch the World Cup, go back, watch it. Craziest thing. Most people have seen it. Messi now has the most liked photo on all of basically the internet. If you go across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and include all of that, he now has the most. I think last time I looked at it, it surpassed 70 million. The picture he put out, the first one he did with the trophy. I forgot that fucking egg picture had like 50 million likes. But
That's what it was. I was trying to
yep.
remember what the most liked one was.
So the most liked thing in social media, but after the egg though, fucking Bella Porch. If you have TikTok, you
Yeah.
know her. One of her stupid TikToks had like 65 million likes or something. It was ridiculous. But the man has
She
posted
must be
like,
really hot. I need to see her.
I mean, she's attractive.
Ah,
The man's already posted like 7 pictures with the damn thing, but good for him. Yeah, he's at 67 million, which is wild. But this kind of ties into the World Cup. I don't know if any of you saw before the World Cup got to the end. There was the guy that put a $26 parlay down, the 7-leg parlay. And if France won, he would have took home $557,000. But he cashed out right before the game and took home 283 grand. So I'll tell you what was on this parlay. So it was 7 legs.
Hey, he did the smart thing though. He did the
He
smart
did.
thing, cashed
He
out.
picked. So before the World Cup, FanDuel offered him, I think, 80K to cash out. And then when France was in the finals, of course, that was the team he picked. They offered him 283. So he took it. So in his parlay, he picked the NBA Finals. So he picked Golden State. He picked Kansas to win the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
He picked the Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup. He picked AC Milan to win Serie A, which is the Italian soccer league. He picked LAFC to win the MLS Cup. He picked Manchester City to win the Premier League, and then he picked France to win the World Cup. Like, he got 6 of 7 of those right,
that's incredible.
Which the funny thing about it is, if the World Cup took place in the summer like it normally does, he would have never got this payout because the order of those events, right?
Yeah.
France would have already lost if the World Cup was the same back in July, and then so it would have never actually when did the Stanley Cup end? I don't know. I think it still would have been in the same order actually. Because all of these do
I
end
think
in
that
like
ends
May.
the Stanley Cup. That's like April, isn't it? April, June.
Yeah, I think the MLS. So the soccer league is all end in May. MLS, I don't know when the MLS ends. I feel like I should know this, but
wasn't
the
FC
MLS
Cincinnati? They were in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, this was October. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say it was during Bengals
it
season
was
because I
just
remember being
yeah,
on my way down to a Bengals
yeah.
game.
So order wise, he would have never took home any money, but the World Cup being later. But yeah, still $26 into 283,000, which is
What a
still
guy.
insane to pick six. Like it's not like he picked six
Oh,
games; he picked six like league champions out of
that just
that, which
reminded
is
me of something.
ridiculous.
So the last week of the college football season, like the
Yeah,
last like regular season week, my brother did a 16 leg over under play. It would have paid out like 18,000, I think it was.
yeah.
Um, it didn't. It missed by one leg because the Kentucky Louisville game didn't go over. He needed a touchdown, and on Louisville's final drive, they threw a game-ending interception,
Oh,
and they were
Damn,
marching down the field too.
that sucks.
I would
Yeah,
have been furious.
yeah,
But yeah, man won. And then
yeah.
kind of Brad touched on it last week, the soccer getting popular. So the World Cup globally, which these are the stations that have reported the networks that have reported it. Right now it's at least at 1.6 billion people tuned in for the World Cup final. And Fox said that they had a record of 36 million in the US just on Fox alone. So I'm sure if you include bars, you can do the same thing with like Super Bowl. You get a number from Fox normally, and then you think, well, if people go to bars or whatever, you can inflate it.
Yep.
That's like significantly now. Of course, it doesn't touch the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl every year is like over 100 mil, but it's a lot more than the NBA like Game Six finals and MLB went to Game Six this year, right? Or is it game? I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 6.
So it was bigger than both of their finals. So it's definitely pushing its way up. But Brad mentioned that last week. So
If you don't know what he's
but
talking
yeah.
about, go back and listen.
Yeah.
So Jake, you want to talk about your pal of the week?
Um, I think we have a collaboration here.
We each I have one and Jake has two on the list, although
Yeah.
I don't know what the second one did. I know the third one though.
Yeah, if you want to talk, we'll just go in
Yeah.
order how we have it listed there if you
So
want.
my pussy of the week, I put Piers Morgan. A lot of people know the name, but this guy's opinions. This guy's like the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo meat writer on the fucking planet. This
Gawk,
guy's
gawk.
opinions are horrible. He is stupid. He's part of the people that don't believe Messi is the GOAT, because he believes Ronaldo is. Well, to put it in perspective,
Well, I believe it's Christian Pulisic, but
oh yeah, I love that the rest
My
of the
man.
world. I love the rest of the world doesn't understand the LeBron James soccer reference because we all call him that, and
yeah,
people are like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I'm like, "He's literally the
figure it
LeBron
out.
James of soccer. What don't you get?"
Figure it out, ho.
But yeah, so during in Buenos Aires today, which is the capital of Argentina, over 5 million people literally showed up on the streets for the parade, which is, if you haven't seen the pictures, is absolutely insane. And the man had the audacity to say, well, 10 million people stayed at home because they know who the real GOAT is. Like, just, dude, shut up. Everything he tweets, there are more replies than there are likes on the tweet. Like, this man is
I love
hated.
that. I love that.
He is
He's
absolutely
the
hated.
Skip Bayless of the political and world.
Yep. But yeah, Piers Morgan, go fuck yourself.
All right, and then we have my other two here.
Yep.
Start with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What do you do?
He didn't really do anything specific, but I've just listened to a couple of his interviews, and he's just a bitch, dude. He comes across like he just interrupts everybody that interviews him just to correct them,
You
and
talking about the you talking about I know there's probably you talking about like the one clip I seen was one of his he did it was the last time he was on Joe Rogan, and anytime
that was
Rogan
one of them. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
and
one
I'm
of
just
them.
like, bruh, like let him like ask a question, dog. Like
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised Joe Rogan didn't tell him to shut the fuck up. But then there was another one. The Joe Rogan one I actually listened to, but the Theo Vaughn, I saw a couple clips where he just kept interrupting Theo Vaughn too, and I was like,
Bro,
God damn it, dude.
you want to talk about someone? Dude, he is so stupid. It's
Dude,
so
I
funny.
don't even like him. I
Who,
really
Theo Vaughn?
I don't even think he's funny, personally.
I'm not like a huge fan of his, but like some of the clips I see, bro, he just says off the wall shit, and I respect it.
He does say off the wall shit. But yeah, no, I think he's kind of like he's on his high horse, and I think he's a little bitch. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, you can go fuck yourself. Um, then James Cameron is the other one,
Okay,
and
who? Wait,
What?
what?
no, you're good. Like I can't
Oh,
like I can't put a face to the name.
oh,
James
um,
Cameron?
Oh, Avatar. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he made.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say Avatar, Titanic. Like he's got a
Yeah.
long list of movies.
I want this dude to get off his fucking high horse too. This dude acts like he did the fucking world a favor by making another Avatar movie. You
And
didn't do the world a
I
favor.
mean, I've
I don't.
always stuck to my opinion. Avatar, the first one specifically, is like one of the most overrated films of all
never watched
time.
it. And I will happily say
Okay,
I've never watched it and never will watch it.
do I think it's a good movie? Yes. Is it deserving of like being the most watched movie on the planet? In no
No.
fucking manner. I still don't understand to this day why it has the viewership it does. And I remember
So
I
I
remember from being a
understand, kind
kid,
of.
like when I heard Avatar movie, like I'm thinking of like fucking Avatar the Last
Airbender.
Airbender, like
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, right? And then
Yeah,
they're like, oh,
yeah.
fucking blue people. I'm like, huh? What the hell do you mean blue people?
No,
But
I
go
see
ahead.
why it's like, because it was kind of like a revolutionary movie in the
Yeah, with
sense
like
that
everything like the
Yeah.
the
special effects.
CGI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, other than what the spectacle that it was, who gives a fuck about it? I'm not gonna like
Well, the
it,
fact
and not to
they
mention it was re-released in theaters like 10 times.
yep.
And it kept making money somehow, bro.
I know. You've
Well,
all seen it. You can buy it on the fucking DVD.
and the thing is, they waited until now to make the movie came out in the late 2000s, so like it's old at this point.
2009.
Um, but you're just now making a second one, and you already have a third one planned, which means now it's just a
Don't they have like
cash
a fourth
grab.
one too?
I don't know. There's probably a fourth one planned too, but clearly,
Probably.
I could have swore I could
this
have
is just a
swore I seen
cash
some.
grab.
Yeah, I could have swore I seen like it said that like talked about like Avatar 5. And I'm like, bro, you just put out a
I
second one.
wouldn't
What are
be
you talking
surprised if
about?
they like put
So
out a
he's
thing.
already turned in like a script or like a plan for the third one, and
Yeah.
it's 9.5 hours long.
Like I'll give
Why?
him the credit he deserves because the man literally wrote like all the Terminator movies. Like
Yeah.
he's got a
Oh,
history
that's
of
him.
incredible movies like Aliens. But yeah, I don't know, this Titanic or not. I say Titanic. This Avatar thing literally look to me. I would think Disney is behind this because they like to make shitty remakes to make money. Like
Yeah.
that's the way it looks.
Well, you said it
I
perfectly.
haven't
Cash grab.
heard like I haven't heard much. Like I've heard it come out, but I've not heard people like talk about it in the same sense the first one. So like I don't fully know um about that.
Yeah,
But I
I've
agree
only
with
heard
you.
I've heard a couple opinions,
I
but
mean he's also Canadian, so like
yeah.
fuck
I
off.
mean, yeah,
We
fuck that guy.
know how
The only
Canadians act. Just watch
Yep.
the
South
only
Park.
the only Canadian that I like is Joey Votto, so.
I had someone watch South Park for the
Isn't
first
Ryan
time.
Reynolds
Oh.
Canadian?
Oh, okay,
There's
I
some
like
people have
two
an exception,
Canadians.
okay? Some people have an exception. Um what was I saying? Oh yeah, I showed someone South Park for the first time, and they were like, "What?" They're like, "Why do the Canadians look like that?" And I'm like, "'Cause they're from
You know,
Canada. What do you want from me?"
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you gotta. It's a bit, okay. Like, what do you want?
Exactly.
But yeah,
Um.
James Cameron, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't put it on the thing. I guess I'll mention real quick. 'Cause we're on the like topic of movies. Like The Rock came out and said like Black Adam will not like is not going forward. You know, that whole situation. I
Yeah,
don't know if you
that's
saw
weird.
that.
The whole DC situation right now is just weird.
So yeah,
Yeah.
going forward in the DC universe, Black Adam will not be there, is what The Rock has been told.
The fuck?
So
So, as someone that is a big rock fan, just by fact of being, I'm a big rock fan from from being a wrestling fan. Um, I like The Rock, but bro's got a massive ego, which like, you're like a huge Hollywood star, so like it makes sense. But it's like you talking about like you weren't gonna be in Shazam, even though Black Adam is Shazam's main villain or whatever. Like,
yeah,
what the hell was the point of all this in the first place?
yeah,
Then
I didn't watch Black Adam, so like I
I haven't
don't.
either.
Okay, because some people made it like some people made the movie sound like it was bad or like The Rock just wasn't cut for the role, but like yeah, when he came out and said that, it's such a weird. This whole situation is just odd
Yeah.
because
And
for
then
as well
like
known as The Rock is, you
I
know,
it does suck because of where like all the movies are, but DC just needs a fresh. They just need to hit the restart button.
I
yeah.
think that's
Start
what they're
from
trying to
scratch.
do now.
I mean
And
the recent Batman movie was like the little bit of clawback from like because the Justice League and all the movies surrounding it were like in
but
DC's favor, they were all bad. Like they were all just not any
you're
movie
talking
related to
about
the Justice League just wasn't whether it be Wonder Woman, Aquaman,
Mhm.
Batman vs Superman, like all of those movies then added up to the Justice League, which inherently was also just not good.
Right. And the problem too is like so the Batman is it's taken like Robert Pattinson's The Batman has taken over as my favorite comic book movie ever.
Yeah.
Um Close is No Way Home. But before I get on that tangent.
Yeah.
The problem is they've come out like Robert Pattinson and I'm blanking on the Matt Reeves, right? The director Matt Reeves, I believe is his name. Has
Are
said
you
that
talking about the new one?
yeah,
Yeah, it's Matt Reeves.
yeah. He's talked about how he wants this to be a standalone and not part of the universe. And like that's fine, but it's like at the same time, it would be weird to have like two Batman movies going at the same time with one not in the universe and one
Yeah.
part of the universe. I will say too, it don't matter who you get to play as Superman. They're not going to get a good reaction because Henry Henry Cavill is made for that role.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
He like the way like Chris Evans, and it's funny because he played the Human Torch before, but like the way Chris Evans like owned Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. like made Iron Man. Henry Cavill is Superman. So
Yeah.
whoever if it's true that they're not bringing him back now, that's a bad start.
I will not be tuning in.
Right.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
No.
it's confirmed at this point
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
James Gunn already said it.
Henry Cavill's working on the Warhammer thing. So,
Well, I thought he. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
so
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that he's done.
Yeah, they said
I
they
don't
wanted to go
know.
for
And
a
then like I
younger
feel like
Superman.
DC is really forcing
creepy.
this universe thing, and like I don't. It's just
And that's the
weird. It just feels like they're literally grasping for anything to claw back from what
Yeah.
Marvel
and
currently
that's
has.
the thing. Instead of like
And
creating it how like Marvel did, they're trying to jump to be like on the same level as Marvel, and it's like you're not that. Just take your time.
Yes.
exactly, because like,
World building.
Yes.
yep, and
Like
it's so weird because the recent two movies that I think of that was DC fully behind them in the same sense they were like the Justice League movies. It's different, but like, of course, the Joker had like nobody from DC was messing with that, right? That was literally a
Right.
movie by these other people, and then um, they brought in Matt Reeves, who clearly knows what the fuck he's doing. But everything else they're putting out is it's just been
and
shit.
two, the
It's
thing
just
that
not been good.
and why like the Batman worked so well because like no lie, at first when Robert Pattinson got announced as it, I thought he would do good. I didn't mean Jake because Jake, you were skeptical, right, Jake? If
Oh,
I
I was
remember.
what? Yes, I was horny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Because we've had that talk. Like I thought he would do good, And then it came out that they were doing like the Detective Batman series, which to like I can't think that's really been done on live screen the way that they were going for it. And then it turned out like they were doing that because that was Matt Reeves' favorite Batman comic, and then there's Robert Pattinson's favorite Batman comic. I was like, oh, like this is a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And then you watch the movie, and is the movie long? Yes, but the movie is so good.
It doesn't feel long.
No,
I mean, if you're gonna hate on a movie like because of length, then you probably just shouldn't be rating movies because that shouldn't play
You
a
probably shouldn't be.
role.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be
It's like I
watching
think of my
movies.
2 favorite movies of all time, and both of them are long, so it doesn't matter. You can either capture it in a short or you play it out and do the correct thing, right? Like imagine
right,
if they got told, okay, you got to shorten this movie by an hour, like it's not going
right.
to be as good. Like let the people that know what they're doing fucking do their job.
Thor, the new Thor movie, for
Yeah.
example.
Like
Can't hate it.
Interstellar and Dark Knight are my top 2 favorite, and of course they're both
Hmm.
long movies. And like I
Mhm.
don't when I watch the movie, I'm not. If you're watching a movie and are sitting there thinking, okay, this is going on too long, then yes, that becomes an issue. But like even if the movie takes you 3 hours to watch, if it's that good and on that level, you don't realize that it's been 3 hours. You're like, holy shit. Like, it's been 3 hours. And the Batman, like,
Yeah.
the whole time I was like, once I got done watching, I was like, damn, that was longer than I thought it was.
There
Mhm.
was a couple
Because
times
it's
where I was
just a
just
good
like,
fucking
"Oh, this must
movie.
be the ending of the movie," because
Yeah,
it
Yep.
seemed
same.
like it was starting to wrap up. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is the end," and then
Yeah.
Like
something
that
else happened. I was
part,
like, "Oh my god, we're still going. Let's fucking
right?
go."
Like the part two, like when like he first like started the Batmobile. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh shit, dude, I
Yep.
was yeah.
Yep.
And then it's cool like what they did too, like how they did like a book or whatever. Like he's already met like the Joker or whatever. Like that, like they're going about it in a different way, and it's like it's really cool like how they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, um, Jake, hey, you're Ohio man.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So we got an
Um,
Ohio man this week.
yeah, instead of Florida man, we got an Ohio man. You
Yep.
guess we're turning into Florida up here.
So actually, this is local news.
Oh God.
This is just in Moraine, West Carrollton. Um, so there was a Moraine bank, Fifth Third Bank, uh, was robbed, and the suspect demanded only $1. So it goes on to say a West Carrollton man was accused of holding up a Fifth Third Bank. I'm not even going to read it. I'll just tell you what happens here. Uh, so basically, this man, and Devin, if you want to put his picture up on the screen,
Let
he,
me.
and while you're
Oh,
doing that, I'll
I gotta
just,
pull it up real quick again.
no, you're
I don't
good.
know why I clicked out of it.
He went into a Fifth Third Bank with a little note, and he slid the note across, and it said, "This is a robbery. Give me $1."
What the
It was,
hell?
and it was handwritten on the back of a deposit slip. And then he told the teller, "You don't know if I am armed or not,
Oops.
so push your alarm button." Told the teller to push the alarm button. Then the teller did as she was instructed and gave him the $1 bill. And then he just waited inside the bank for the police to arrive. Later to
Yeah.
go, like, a little bit goes by, and it goes on to say he was actually so nervous to do this, he took a shit at the Chipotle right next door before actually coming over to do it. So
What the
homie went
hell?
in and robbed a bank for $1 just to tell the teller to push the alarm and then waited for the cops to get there. I
What
want to
the fuck,
know. I,
dude?
I want to keep up with this story because I want to know what the fuck. You know,
Yeah.
I want to know why. I want
For $1. All this for
for
$1.
for $1. I have to know why. Like, was he doing it for the memes? I wonder if he was making a TikTok, because kids are doing that stupid ass shit now, where they're making TikToks doing fucking retarded shit. Can I say retarded? I'm saying retarded
It's
because
fine.
he's retarded.
But no, yeah, that's
That's
fucking
my Ohio
stupid.
man.
That's dumb. The thing is, that's not too far from us. So if you know him, let us
No,
know.
dude, it's literally that bank is literally 10 minutes from my apartment.
Yep. So if you know this guy, let us know. We'd love to get him on.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have
Like,
him on the pod.
yeah.
Surely for
Well,
$1,
no.
it's not jail time's not too long. So
He was on a $25,000 bail. He's in jail.
Jesus.
Yeah.
well, maybe you should have stole more money then.
Yep.
Could have covered it.
I'll pay his bail.
If you
Have
rob
him
a
on the
bank
pod.
for a lot of money, could you use that? No, you couldn't. That'd be
No.
funny.
That would be funny. The ultimate loophole.
Exactly. I was gonna bring it up because I saw it and then we switched real quick. The next, literally, it says as of today, the next Joker started filming, so it's good news because they're making a sequel.
Oh, good.
Yep, they're doing a sequel to the other one.
Yeah,
so.
it's like a musical or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's called a it's called a musical thriller, so it's kind of like it's definitely gonna be like
I hate it already.
It's gonna be creepy and weird. The thing is, I'm just because of how good the last one they made was, I'm not gonna like let you know.
Oh, I'm gonna go see it, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you
it
right
could
now,
be a
my
musical that I could
expectations
be
are
like,
super fucking low now.
mine aren't low just because the way that Todd Phillips made the last movie, like that was literally a work of fucking art. So
What a fucking musical?
yeah, but it's the Joker, so you know it's gonna be some
Yeah.
like it's gonna be weird, it's gonna be creepy, you know, it's gonna like
Yeah, I'm with Jake. Like, I'm not big on musicals, but I think this one could actually be really good.
I don't know, man. I'm
Like,
skeptical.
like-
My
it depends how
expectations are
it
low.
depends how they play it out. Like it could be, you know, it just depends the way they
Well, like-
take it.
Yeah, like Lady Gaga's in it too, right?
Oh fuck! No, I'm not seeing it.
I believe so, but like too, like she was like an American Horror like that.
I'm not. It's fucking about to turn into that one movie with Matthew, or is it Matthew McConaughey?
Which one?
I
No,
don't know what you're
Bradley
talking about.
Cooper and Lady Gaga.
I have no idea what movie you're talking about.
The Star is Born or whatever.
Oh, can't tell.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's
I like
a
some of
musical.
the
It's a
Gaga
musical
songs,
movie.
but what the fuck does she
What
know
the
about
fuck she know
cameras?
about cameras?
Kanye, when you were saying one of his all-time like greatest quotes was that line.
that might be his greatest quote.
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
Oh God.
I mean, is he wrong?
Kanye for president.
Oh God. No.
Kanye 2024, baby. Let's go.
Muting Jake's mic. He's done. Just kidding.
He's done.
Am I canceled now?
Why is my fucking Discord?
Oh shit. But you guys had this on here. Your favorite Christmas song.
We're not gonna do a movie tier list, but like you can say your favorite movie alongside that.
Die Hard.
It's
Die
off
Hard.
there. Elf is number one. I can't not give Elf the number one spot.
I respect it.
I think Elf is the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I respect that.
So
Toy Story takes, what is it? Toy Story 2 takes place during Christmas, so
I mean, Home Alone 2 I'm putting number 2 on the list.
Oh yeah, I'd put Home Alone on there.
Home Alone? Yep, classic.
And the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies. Yeah.
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 There.
There's a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones, just because it's that spirit.
I'm sure there's one with Riley Reid. I'll put that one in there too.
Damn.
Granted, it's probably her like pilling up a guy, but I mean, hey. We have those double standards now where we don't have to worry about that, so. Yep. Pill me up, Riley Reid. Pill me up.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Before we get all, too off, was there anything else that you guys had?
Nope.
Nope, I don't have anything.
I don't either.
You want to end it on the Riley Reid?
I'm not even going to touch it.
Nope.
Well, I want her to touch it, so.
Isn't she like? Doesn't she have like a kid now?
I don't know. No, that's Lana Rhodes.
No, I know that, but I'm pretty sure like Riley Reid has pretty
Pretty. Thought she did.
kids
I don't know.
starting life on fucking veteran mode. Fucking
Yeah, all
expert, I mean.
porn stars' kids are.
I don't net.
Imagine having Summer Rae as your mom one day when she has a kid. Could you imagine the bullying you're gonna get?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like all like these like IG thoughts or whatever. It's like great, like make your money however you like.
Riley Reid does have a kid.
Okay.
Oh,
So, it's just like, okay, while we're on this topic, it's just like Mia Khalifa like talks shit about like the porn industry and everything. It's like, yeah, there are definitely like issues with it, but it's like you hate it so much, but yet you're still using the stage name or whatever. But you hated it so
I
much.
mean, if
Yeah.
we're being realistic, Mia Khalifa leaving it and gaining the popularity, she probably made just as much money, if not more, from like leaving it and like becoming, because she was huge. When she was streaming on Twitch, goddamn, she had a
She streamed
shit
on
ton of
Twitch?
viewers. What?
She streamed on Twitch.
Mia Khalifa did, yeah.
I didn't
What
know
the
that.
fuck? I didn't either.
Yeah,
You learn
she
something new
had
every
like
day.
40, at least 40,000 viewers.
It is crazy
Like she
though.
made
Like
money off that shit. So
what's it? What do you like the bridge between like porn star to like Twitch streamer? Like that seems
and
to
then, but
be
the
like
thing
the
is, at
direction
this
a lot of
point,
them go.
this is a weird conversation, I guess, to end on. But like this point, I think
Jake started it.
OnlyFans has definitely changed the game because you're
Yeah.
gonna make so much more money off of that.
'Cause
Like
you
you're
don't have to
stupid
Imagine
to
buying
not
your
do
mom's
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Okay, that
Could you imagine, like,
Wait, what'd you
if
say?
you imagine like porn star having a child and then they buy their mom's OnlyFans, or like one of their friends buys their mom's OnlyFans, like, hey,
You don't have to
do you
buy
remember
it.
the?
There's literally like you can go on Reddit and find the pages that are dedicated to this shit. If you buy
Some
OnlyFans, I
people,
don't
if they're
care.
big
I don't
enough,
care if I turn off any of our viewers. If you fucking buy OnlyFans, you're a fucking degenerate loser.
your
Seek
alpha beta
seek
cup.
help. If you're paying for that
Yeah,
shit,
there's-
seek help.
There's
That's
tons
all
of
I got.
websites.
yeah, well, too, like there's like you can hate like on the people like that do it, but like there's definitely something to be said about the people that are actually buying it.
The thing is,
And
most people on OnlyFans, they're not even posting porn, like actual porn. They're just posting pictures of them in like a fucking bikini, and you spent $20 on that. Get
dumb
fucking
bitch,
help.
you could have DoorDash Taco Bell for that.
You know
dumb
from
bitch.
experience, Devin.
I do.
I plead. Oh, I thought I was gonna say I plead the fifth.
Oh shit. Yeah. What a
But I want women to stop saying that porn is misogynistic, because it's not. All right, there's a lot of female domination stuff out there. You get your just due. Don't worry, you stupid
get
bitch.
your
You get your just
due.
due.
You know about that, Jake? Is that your thing you like to watch?
What the female domination stuff?
Femdom?
If you know Riley Reid's in it, I might give it a watch. Who knows? Maybe that's something new I can search tonight. See if I find something good.
Watches Riley Reid every night.
I'm a big fan, #1 fan. I got our T-shirts.
I thought you were about to say something.
Please wear them. Please wear one next week.
All right, I'll wear a Riley Reid T-shirt.
You seriously have one?
No, I don't have
Oh,
one.
I was about
Dude,
to
if Jake
say,
actually
I was about
had
to be-
one,
But I might here soon.
if he actually
be a
had
whole
one,
nother
that would
conversation.
top it off.
I have a Selena
Oh,
Gomez T-shirt.
and I mean, we should give them a sneak peek next week. We have a special person on the podcast.
If
They wear helmets.
You gotta be here next week. You gotta listen next week because it may be someone you know, maybe somebody that you've never heard before, maybe a Slovenian basketball league player.
He might be a
You
shit
know?
your pants retard. Who knows?
he,
knows?
Should we say who knows or is no? He's not. I couldn't be that mean to him.
he might, he might just be that guy,
Mm-hmm.
He
depending
may
on
have
who
been
you
in the
ask.
streets protesting when they changed the name from Indians.
He might have stormed the White House, the Capitol. He might have stormed the Capitol.
You know what's
I
crazy?
mean,
That was gonna be the next thing I said.
really?
Yeah.
That's not that crazy. I was there
Oh
too.
shit.
Hmm. He might have
On a
a zoo
side
at his
note,
house. That
he
too.
might
Don't forget
he
about
might
the
He
have
might
zoo.
killed
have
some
anal beads.
he might have killed some animals in his day.
Yep. Fuck you,
Well,
PETA.
yeah. Anyway, special guest next week. So don't miss it. You won't want to. But
Shout outs.
Mm.
shout out to the people that are listening that know who I'm talking about. Shout out to you.
Yeah. All you people.
You people.
All you people out there. Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Chicago's listeners were the German people listened for like one episode and they probably said
I
no.
can see Dick.
Huh?
I don't know. It's from Step
Yep.
Brothers. I don't know.
Oh.
When he dresses as
Oh
Hitler.
yeah. I was like,
I don't know. I don't know what it means. It's probably something horribly offensive.
I didn't remember the scene. I was like, wait a second. Brad, you
Oh,
got a
well.
shout out?
Just shout out if you made it to the end of this episode.
If you made it this far, if you thought it was gonna end and then we started talking about porn stars and OnlyFans, and you're still
Right.
here,
Oh,
good for you.
but in all seriousness,
And it's not ending yet.
follow the socials: TikTok, Broscussion, Instagram, Broscussions Podcast, Twitter, Broscussions_P. There's going to be original content coming to TikTok. We're not going to be stealing it like all your fucking like all people.
And we're gonna post stuff that's not just the podcast clips. I promise. We'll come up with some good stuff.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
with the flow.
Yeah. And if
you
you,
know,
don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Kind of like
I
the
don't
Reds
care.
management told me years ago. You know, we're figuring it out.
Yeah, we're fingering it out.
Where are you going to go?
Where are you gonna go? If you don't like the podcast, where are you gonna go? Huh? You can't turn it off. You can't go listen
me
to
your
another
dick.
one.
Send me your dick.
And yep, that's not to the podcast page. That's to Jake's personal
No,
page.
send it to the podcast
Nope,
page.
don't do that one.
Yeah, no, this is just them on camera. They specifically
Jake
told
doesn't.
me
I
off
don't even
camera
think
that they
Jake knows
wanna
how to
see
log into it, so don't.
Yeah, I don't think Jake's controlling the socials.
it. Send it to our Instagram, TikTok it with you doing a helicopter. Send it to us, whatever you want, man. Send it.
Do it on Twitter. You want to get banned there. Let's be honest.
For two.
Anyways,
Thank you for listening.
to everyone out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy
Merry
whatever
Kwanzaa.
you celebrate. Thanks for listening.
Praise Jesus.
Ho ho ho.
December 25th. December 25th was not Jesus Christ's birthday.